Hey guys, what's up? In this video, I thought I would show you guys how my data store works for the building game that saves your data and where the blocks are. Now, I'm not going to take 100% ownership for this. I got some help on it from a couple friends on the Discord server because I didn't really know what I was doing. But I figured it out because they showed me how to do it, and that's pretty cool. So yeah, I didn't really know how to do arrays or what JSON encoding and all this was. So yeah, I'm pretty much just going to explain it because I kind of understand it now. So the reason we have three or four data stores, right? You may be thinking, well, why do you have four when you use one? Well, data stores can only store a certain amount of bytes, and like every single letter and every single space and all that is 1 byte, and you can only put a certain amount of bytes in the data store to save. So what I'm doing is I'm using different ones per item that we have in the game to make it easier. Which I think I did the math. You can do like 40,000 or something of dirt. It depends on where you put it. So you want to optimize this to where you can only put it in positive numbers. That way you don't have an extra byte taken up by the negative. And yeah, so you do that. You save a maximum of 2 bytes. Now you might think that's not a lot, but when you have a lot of blocks, that's a lot. So yeah, so HTTP service, which you don't actually need to turn HTTP service on for this, which is kind of weird, but yeah, you don't need to. So yeah, we have the data store and we have the HTTP service. So I say that too fast. So yeah, HTTP service, which is here. So we have a local function, which is table to v3, which takes in the table, it returns in the vector values. And you have the opposite, I'm pretty sure is what this is. v3 to table, yeah, it's the opposite of this. So it'll take in a vector and turn it into the values we need to save. So yeah, so when you join, it runs this, which will run grass, and it shoots over the player's name. So on grass, we have the local player data, which is the data store, and we're getting the player's user ID. We're checking if there is a save in the player user ID. So if there's not a save, then it's going to return dirt, which these pretty much return the next one. So it's dirt, stone, water, and whatever. So yeah. And then if you do have it, then it's going to set the player data G, which is grass, to HTTP service, JSON, and decode, and then the data. So what this means is JSON will convert values into a string, which you can save the string. So what you're doing is you're taking the string that you encoded when you leave. I'll show you guys that in a little bit. You encode it when you leave, which will turn it into a string, which therefore you can save this string, and this will take that string, it'll decode it into values we can use later. So now we have a for loop. So this is for however items you have in this. So for I an array, so your array would be this, which is why this is here. So I don't think we need I pairs, but that's index pairs, but I think we do need the index for this. So yeah, we have local clone, which is game.replace_storage.find first child array. So it's pretty much this thing. So the array, so the amount, and then for, which let me double check what that was. 1, 2, 3, 4. That is this number. So the part name, I'm pretty sure. Yes, I'm pretty sure that's what that was. So we're getting the name of it. So yeah, this is what that is. Okay, so this gets the name. Where we at right here? So this gets a name. So we're finding the name. So let's say it was dirt. It's finding dirt, which is what this is. So it's the array. So it's the items, and it's getting the name. Okay, and that's going to clone it, and then it's going to set the position to the vector3 value which we're making, and then it's getting the array of 1, 2, and 3. Now how this works is the array, which is so your array, right? So the way we set the array up was, let me see if I can find it right here. So we have the dirt value, and then this is the array part. So 4 parts in the grass folder. We will make a new, new category, which I didn't know how to do this, but one of my friends on the Discord server did, so he showed me how to do it. Yeah, so you pretty much take the number of items so you're making a new one. You're taking the folder or the array, and you're taking the last number of the array and you're adding 1 to it. So you're pretty much making a new one. Okay, so this is uh so if you see like array 1, that's what the x value is right here. Because the way arrays work is how can I explain it? So this would be the first value because it's the first thing in the array. And then you have this, which is the second value, this is the third, and this is the fourth. So if you want to have, I'm pretty sure I could save 40,000 blocks per thing. So if you want to save less, you can put like the color, the whatever, what they were made with. Yeah. So the JSON decode turns everything into a string, which you could save and take later. So that means that we would have to take, you get the array. So you're getting 1, which would be your x coordinate, and then your y and your z through that. And then you're pretty much just setting the parent of that block, or yeah, the parent of the block to world.grass, which I don't have in this because this is a new world that I made to show you guys how this works. So then we're going to return dirt because we went through all the grass. It does all the grass that you have in your data store, and then it's going to return dirt so that we can do dirt. So same thing with this. If you have dirt, then it's going to run the same code for dirt, but if you don't, it's going to go to stone. So we're going to go to stone. It does the same thing for all of them, which water just returns, which will bypass all of this, and then the script's done pretty much. Okay, now the saving part. This whole script is 160 something. Okay, so to understand this, we're taking code, which is this. We're making an array. So first we're getting the folder. So that would be like world.grass, dirt, stone. Okay, then we're going to make a array, which is this. This is your array, which I didn't name this right, but these are arrays. So this is your array. So what we're doing is 4 parts in the grass folder. We're going to make a new item. So the first thing in the item will be the name, but it's going to convert it into a number because that's how it works, because that's how I made it do it, because I use numbers. Because numbers, if you use words, you'll have like dog or something. And dog is 3 letters word, that's 3 bytes. You can also use 1 letter, which is 1 byte instead of 3 bytes. So you're taking up like, you could take 3 times as much data. So if you had like dinosaur or something, that's a lot of bytes because each letter is a byte, which you don't want to waste. So instead of putting dinosaur, you put a letter. So you take the letter, you could put a letter or you could put a number. I use numbers because it's easier. Yeah. Now that'll be a problem because there's what 26 or 27 or something like that letters. I don't know. And then you could put like 9 normal number or 10 normal numbers if you count 0. Yeah, and then you can do 10, 11, but that takes 2 bytes. You can just use letters, which take 1. Yeah, so there's like a total of what, 26 or whatever plus 10, so 30 something. And then I think you could also do special characters, so like the at symbol, that, probably, I don't know. So maybe, maybe not, I don't know. But yeah. Um, so the point of this data store is we're trying to take as much or as least amount of data as possible. So yeah, we're going to be making the folder, right? So for the parts, we're going to make a new part, so a new array in it. So let's say you had grass, right? So it would do square brackets, and then it would do like 1 or whatever, and then it would do equal. It's really complicated. I could probably show you guys a picture. I can get it from the actual game to show you guys what it actually looks like. So yeah, I'll put a picture of that on the screen. So this is what the data would look like if you save it. This is pretty much the house that I built in that thing. So, uh, if you remember in the thing, I don't think I actually showed you this yet, but this would be your x value, right? This would be your y value, and this would be your z value. And then you have one more value, which is the name of the part. So as you can see, it's pretty compact because you have to have the commas and you have to have the brackets to make them separate. Anyway, so yeah, so we get that. We set these, and yeah, so for the items, there's four different things. We have that. So we have prints to make sure it works. So this part. So what we're doing is we're getting the JSON encode. So to save it as a string, you have to get the encode. You have to encode it into JSON to get a string. In other words, you're going to have values. You can't save numbers in it. Well, you can, but you can't save. I don't know. It's just way easier to save it as an encode or a JSON encode because it saves one thing instead of a whole bunch of things, which is way easier and way yeah. So we'll do that, and then it's going to print how many blocks you have saved. And then the p call is just you're setting the data. So you're setting g to data blah blah blah. I could either you can either do play removing, but I think you can also do bind to close too, which will prevent you from losing data if the server gets shut down. But I haven't really used that. I just heard that from another YouTuber. You could do bind to close apparently. You could try that. I don't know. I haven't had any issues with it not saving when I leave, so whatever. But yeah, if you have problems with that, just try to use bind to close because apparently it runs before the server will shut down and it runs before you leave. So that makes more sense. So yeah, so we're just going to do this. So I also heard while making this that you could use data store 2, which automatically encodes it into JSON, but I don't know how that works and you have to require a module, which I'd rather just do it this way. But yeah, so there's 160 lines. Like I said, I got help on this. It took a pretty long time to make it. I don't take full credit. Yeah. So that's pretty much how that works. But it's like I tried to do it myself. I couldn't get it to work, and then I heard JSON encode was a thing, and now that I've gotten this, I understand how it works. So yeah, I can hopefully upgrade it if we even can. I don't know. I tried to optimize it as much as I could by not letting it be a negative, and obviously making the name a number, which is like 1 through 9 or whatever, 0 through 9. But we only have 4 items. So yeah. If you guys need to save cache values, that's really easy. You literally just get the cache value. You don't need to turn it into a JSON or anything. It's so easy. Anyway, yeah, so that's pretty much how that works. If you guys have any questions, put it in the comments and I'll try to help you. And yeah, hope you guys liked the video. See you guys later. And yeah, bye.